In 1945, Japan was completely destroyed. Two cities wiped off the map by nuclear bombs. Its military defeated, its factories in ruins, its people starving. Foreign soldiers occupied its streets. Most countries never recover from something like this. Japan did not just recover. Within 30 years, it became the second largest economy on earth. And the way it did changed how the entire world thinks about rebuilding. To understand how remarkable Japan's recovery was, you need to understand how complete the destruction was. By the end of World War II in 1945, Japan had lost everything. American bombing campaigns had destroyed 67 of its major cities. The atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki killed over 200,000 people in an instant. Its navy was gone, its air force was gone, its army was defeated. The economy had collapsed completely. Industrial production had fallen to almost zero. Food was so scarce that millions of Japanese people were surviving on less than 1,000 calories per day. That is roughly half of what human beings need to function. The country was occupied by American forces. Japan was not even allowed to make its own decisions anymore. From the outside, it looked like a country that would take generations to recover, if it recovered at all. What happened next surprised everyone, including the Americans occupying the country. Japan made a decision that changed everything. Instead of spending money rebuilding its military, Japan invested almost everything into education and industry. The Japanese constitution, written in 1947, actually prohibited Japan from maintaining a military for offensive warfare. At that time, many Japanese people saw this as humiliation. Looking back, it was one of the most important economic decisions in history. Because Japan did not have to spend billions on military, the government could put that money into factories, infrastructure, technology, and most importantly, education. Japanese schools became one of the most rigorous in the whole world. Engineers and scientists were trained in massive numbers. A culture of precision, discipline, and continuous improvement called Kaizen became the foundation of Japanese industry. Companies like Toyota, Sony, Honda, and Panasonic were born or rebuilt in this period. They did not just copy Western products, they improved them, made them cheaper, made them more reliable, and sold them back to the world. The results were extraordinary. Between 1950 and 1970, Japan's economy grew at an average of 10% every single year. For context, the most developed economies today consider 3% a good year. This period became known as the Japanese economic miracle. In 1968, Japan had become the second largest economy in the world, behind only the United States, a country that had been completely destroyed just 23 years earlier. Japanese products flooded global markets. Toyota became one of the most trusted car brands on earth. Sony changed how the world listened to music with the Walkman. Japanese bullet trains became the fastest and most reliable in the world. Japanese electronics set the standard for high quality that the rest of the world tried to match. The country that had been starving in 1945 was one of the most wealthiest nations on earth. Today, Japan is the fourth largest economy in the world with a GDP of over $4 trillion. Tokyo is one of the most advanced cities on earth. Its public transport system is so precise that train delays of more than 1 minute are considered a national news event. Its streets are among the safest in the world. Its life expectancy is among the highest. Japanese culture has spread globally. in ways nobody predicted: anime, manga, gaming, food, fashion. Japan has become one of the most culturally influenced countries on earth despite being a relatively small island nation with almost no natural resources. The companies born from the rebuild are still global giants. Toyota is the world's biggest car maker. Nintendo changed how billions of people play games. Japanese architecture, design, and engineering are studied and copied worldwide. From nuclear destruction to global culture and economic powerhouse in less than 80 years. So, what can the world learn from Japan's story? Three things stand out clearly. First, invest in people, not weapons. Japan's decision to put money into education and industry instead of military created compounding returns for decades. The engineers and scientists trained in the 50s built the companies that dominated the 1970s and 1980s. Second, turn constraints into advantages. Japan had no natural resources, no oil, iron, or coal in significant quantities. Instead of seeing this as a weakness, Japan built an economy based on brain power, precision, and innovation, things that cannot be imported or exported. They have to be built from within. Third, culture is a competitive advantage. The Japanese concept of Kaizen, continuous improvement, was not just a business philosophy, it was a national mindset. Every worker at every level constantly looking for small ways to do things better. That mindset compounded over decades into something no competitor could easily copy. Japan's story is not just history, it's a blueprint. A country with nothing rebuilt itself into one of the world's most advanced civilization on earth through education, focus, and relentless commitment to improvement. That is a lesson that applies to every country, every business, and every person watching this video. Subscribe for more stories every week. See you next time.